Hello and welcome, as it is that of the 22nd of August 2018. This is a trading update and a little bit on Bitcoin as well. Like always, all trades, all bets, and of the like, always within your own risk, own reward. And I mentioned the signs for the possible failed breakout, and they're most certainly showing itself into place. Within the 3-hour time frame, the level of significant resistance, roughly around here. Well, it took it out noticeably yesterday. Sticked around that area, a few pause periods, and then big red down due to the range, and now the continuation on this current 3-hour time frame at the lower end of that trading range. So that rectangular box that I've drawn before is most certainly a possibility now. And the warning signs are the same as the key target for that of 6,004. As I look at technical analysis, you make a statement move by coming up here like this within the 18, and if the failed move comes into play, the fast move thereafter would be a situation within leaving this, and thus a decent leg lower. And with this being a monstrous level of support that it would be saying goodbye to, all bets aside, or it's wild card, are we going to have a big volatile 2x loss to 3,000? If so, is it going to be fast or slow? Fast as in it's going to take a day or two. Slow as it's going to take a month, 2 or 4. Time, of course, will only tell amongst those situations. So that is that for Bitcoin. As far as the US dollar tether, I watched a video on the JSNP4 channel, as it was a promotion mainly towards a White Dove report that is not been sold yet, at least the second one. I did not buy the first one. And it did mention things where the top rated psychic, whether it's going to be right or not, we'll see, that says that the tether is quote unquote a scam, USDT. So I decided, let's discontinue trading codes against that, move my hedge bets from TUS or USDT to TUSD, and we'll see how that works. Now, if the price is right on such a report, I probably speculate, but that will determine if it's if it's more than the Webbot reports. There's no way I'd be buying it, but I do find it some interesting, as apparently she was stating even before that things weren't going to get going until September, and this was stated months and months ago, because quite frankly, everything is in a major downtrend, it seems. And I want to talk about one altcoin. And I did some data analysis within such. The code is Cloak, as we can see it here. And this is what the frustrating thing about these markets have been. And I should probably show Cloak against Bittrex and go back to this one in a second. So alphabetical order. So when you look at these markets in perspective, during the down move from June 24th through the December lows, what was nice was all of the amazing moves in which it had. Well, first, the big one from the August rally. See, these are the types of moves I like to see in downtrends, even situations in here. where you can buy up and down on the choppy movements, at least based on the strategy that I've talked about. But the worst thing for it is this here. Now, if that's just a short-term thing, markets go up after it, it means all it seems I am doing is buying, 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 buying with very little selling, and that just can grind away at your base currency, and thus, if it goes down like that to nothing, it could be very costly within the investment. Moving this back to the Binance, because I've made a few trades on that exchange, so I would rather bring that up. And I've done some mathematical calculations, and well, as we can see, it's been going straight down. My first trade on this code was July the 1st. So up in here, when it was back at like 70,000-ish, it has went straight down. When we take a look at this on, say, a 1-hour time frame, I mean, this thing had just a move just like this, goes up to like over 3,100. It did the same thing on Bittrex too. If you look at this on a 1-minute time frame, very, very interesting, to say the least. For I just bought this before it happened. I sold at 29, and I've just bought back again. What I've been able to do is, notice I've had well over 40 trades since July 1st, although some of them are multiple people taking it. But I was surprised to see that I'm doing well despite the poor market. For the spreadsheet that I use here indicates I've had 35 buys, but it took several people or opportunities to get the 44.22. It took several times to get the 36.05. So it's really just a matter, I mean, that was just whatever. But what I have calculated is I have made 109.92 buys, costing me that of 0.04 Bitcoin. And this number in here is the average price. So my average buy is 37,000 Satoshi. This is the sell number. I have sold 70.49, receiving 0.03169 and change, and an average sale of 44,959. So 109.92 subtract 70.49 is equal to 39.75 almost. So that's what I've accumulated on Cloak since July the 1st. My net average cost is in at 22,844. So that's much lower than, or it's at least lower rather, than where we're standing at 26,000. And within the rake that I've spent on this, 0.026 Binance coin. That's a $10 coin. So what's that? Quarter? 25 cents? That really isn't much at all. And this is, of course, during very difficult market conditions. Because for any people who have been in this game since, for the year at least, that is actually profiting, are doing magnificent. As, of course, a lot of things have just been going straight down. But the way I see it is, if you can pick away at some of these moves in here, which is what I've been doing. So you come in here, you buy down here. This is the 2600 area. And then you can sell up here. And then buy back down in here, which I did. And then, I sold 29 here. And then buy back right now at the 26 something. I'll just keep plugging away at the game. But I realize that, let me just put in a different chart up, that overall, within the long term, you have situations of great volatility and turn after turn. And of course, since the April Fool's rally, it's been nothing but the bears in control. That there's going to be a time where the bulls are going to come into place within the market. Now, what doesn't or hasn't been happening within the rallies too well anyway lately is for phenomenal gains along the way, meaning phenomenal extra gains. Within this, what has not been happening, same thing in here, same thing here, and short term maybe there is moves where within the situation you're able to get amazing buybacks, meaning you have a spot here where it starts going up, so you sell some here, you sell some here, you sell some here, and so on and so forth. Well, what I want to have happen, and if the market lets me do it, of course, is situations where, okay, what I want to have happen is I want to have a rally come up to here, pull back, and then go do this nice little choppy up moves that come up and down. Those are what really makes this strategy extremely profitable when situations within such are able to arise. That is some of, but overall, again, when you look at it from perspective here, and this is where the profit comes in magnificent. All the selling in here brought back great buying opportunities. And selling in here, buying, selling, and amongst this downward move here, you know, when you look at it, this is 56 down here. That rally is up to 92. So there's always going to be little bits of sales along the way. But for me, I'm looking for markets that move. And when they move like they usually have been, that's fantastic. So yeah, those short-term movements of, and a lot of the cryptos are sharing this exact same look. It kind of sucks. It really does, because it means buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. It seems that's all it is buy orders that are getting filled. But the story of how a market moves is always ever changing. And as it's ever changing, the story may be the same for 3 weeks, 2 months, 4 months, so on and so forth, and then ever change to another way of how things are moving. So as I look at this, I play the game long term, and what I probably even should do is get my data from Bittrex before I started trading on this, because I did take advantage of this little bit of a rally here, of course, but I'm always going to be just looking to get the best situations available. And the reason why I've had like 20% more trades is because I've manually looked and think, oh, Cloak's up like 8% since I've last bought or sold it, or 10%, 12%. Yeah, let's just sell it. And then later on, I'm like, oh, good sale. And then you buy it back. And it's been that way for a while. A lot of good trades back and forth as of the recent time frame. But the market's always going to do what it's going to do. And the way I look at it is, I'm confident that a time is going to come where these types of moves are going to happen. If they happen straight up and all I get is sell, well, that's fine, because I'll be selling for an overall net profit, and that is what it comes down to. And when I sell for a net profit, that means I would accumulate base currency, in this case Bitcoin. And when I get a lot of it, I have to do something with it, which means maybe I'll get bored and buy some silver or things like that. And that's the fun part about this game. And it's all about the game, how you play it, all about control, all that kind of stuff. I'm taking a Motorhead song or a Triple H WWE entrance song that I really love to use, or with the lyrics, as a measure of this game, because being in control of your own game, your own situation, understanding situations and recognizing it and how do you play off of them, very important things of note. Don't know why it does that, but anyway, let's end this video now. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. And you know what? Yeah, I know not for this video, but I'm gonna download, or I got it downloaded already, the cloak data that I have on Bittrex, because basically what I did is I moved a bunch of funds over to trade on Binance due to cheaper rate and a better platform. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Now, how I downloaded this, I just copy and pasted it, put it into a spreadsheet. So this was the spreadsheet that I put it in, or I put it in Notepad. Now what I had to do was, just for data, if you can see here, it says space BNB, because one of the things tell you how much the rake is, so I can mathematically calculate it. I first put space BTC, deleted everything, replaced all with nothing. Space BNB, I replaced it all with nothing. Copied this, pasted it into the spreadsheet, sorted it by buy and sell, and then I calculated it from there, and so on. Now you can also import the data too as well, and also the data that you get from here is, I haven't technically imported the data download yet from Binance. On Bittrex, it's not fun going through the dates and sorting it by such, although I can do it. And some sites don't even let you, a lot of the smaller sites, you can't, it's like almost impossible to get historical data, but I pretty much like to know, it's easy for me to realize on each site that I trade, how do I get it. So Poloniex, I know how to do it, Cryptopia, so on and so forth. And thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.